They say everything happens for a reason, but I suspect everything happens for a Reese's. Like this commercial break. Did you need 15 seconds away from music or 15 seconds to eat a Reese's? Perhaps it's true. Everything happens for a Reese's.
This podcast is brought to you by Colgate Total. We take oral health as seriously as you take sports. That's why Colgate Total Active Prevention uses advanced technology to help prevent oral health problems like cavities and gingivitis before they start. It's clinically proven to provide 24-hour antibacterial protection with twice daily brushing after 4 weeks of use. So get a winning routine and prevent oral health problems before they start. Shop Colgate Total Active Prevention at a retailer near you.
The Emmy Award-winning HBO original series Hard Knocks Training Camp brings viewers into the preseason with unparalleled access to the reigning Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks. Go behind the scenes with Sam Darnold, Jackson Smith and Jigba, and the legendary Dark Side defense as they prepare to make another run at the NFL title. See how the best in the world take the hype and pressure head-on. Your football fix starts here with the personalities and challenges that define a championship team. Bonds will be built. Bloopers will be captured. Hard Knocks Training Camp with the Seattle Seahawks premieres Tuesday, August 4th at 9 p.m. on HBO Max.
I'm on Kylie's setup, and I thought that Kylie was just gorgeous, which is why she looks so good on her podcast.
You're glowing, dude. You look great.
The setup she's got a great setup.
Really highlights her features.
Kylie's going to look good regardless, but I think, I'm not going to lie, I think I look pretty good in this light.
Get over yourself. What do you get, a tan?
And a wax.
Are you kidding me? Get some sun and a wax, tan and a wax. And all of a sudden, Jason's tan, wax, and a new studio set up. And
that's all we need to make me full of myself. All right, let's fucking go.
Welcome to New Heights, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, a Wondery show produced by Wave Sports and Entertainment and brought to you by Audible. Why read when you can listen? We're your hosts. I'm Travis Kelces. This is my big brother, Jason Kelce, out of Cleveland Heights, Ohio. Look at this old school 1980s Heights hat, dude. This thing's fucking sweet.
That's the tiger I remember.
Shout out to Dave, Damio Dave, for getting me it. Subscribe on YouTube, Wondery Plus, wherever you get your podcasts, and follow the show on all social media at New Heights Show with 1S. Jason, tell the people what we got coming up today.
We got another incredible episode for you 92%ers. We'll pick a film for the final installment of the New Heights Film Club. We're going to answer some not-so-dumb questions, as we always do. And we've got an incredible conversation with Chiefs offensive coordinator, my former quarterbacks coach with the Philadelphia Eagles, Matt Nagy. That's right.
Let's go, Nags. It's my guy right there.
We finally get to hear his side of the story on giving Pat Mahomes the answers to the test.
Did he just slide him the test on it?
Listen, if it's Pat Mahomes and you're that confident, give him the answers. All righty.
He already has the answers.
We're also going to get his opinions and thoughts on the Chiefs offense heading into the 2025 season. But before that, it's time for a little bit of that new news. New news is brought to you by American Express.
All right.
And the new news is we are watching Pretty Woman.
Oh, let's do it.
The tally is in. The tally is in.
Pretty woman.
Walking down the street, pretty woman. The one I'd like to meet, pretty woman.
We'll watch the movie, circle back, and...
But that song isn't in that movie, though, is it?
Yeah. Guarantee it is. Guarantee it.
I wonder why.
Okay.
So what's Pretty Woman? Is that Patrick Swayze? Who's in Pretty Woman? I don't know. I know nothing about this film.
Not Swayze. It is Julia Roberts and another like 80s like
Kurt Russell.
Just suave dude.
Kurt Russell, John Travolta.
More stoic.
Steven Seagal.
Oh, it's Richard Gere.
Richard Gere. I should have seen that one coming.
Old Richard.
I'm a big fan. All right, here we go. Pretty Woman.
Let's do it. I'm about to be a pretty big fan.
Dude, I'm just fucking around. All right, Pretty Woman received over 45% of the votes. The next closest, Princess Bride. I almost want to watch two. Can we do two? Should we do two movies?
No.
All right. Pretty Woman it is. I'm just going to watch Jaws just because it's a fucking banger.
Give you more nightmares? You're fucking sick. This guy wants to keep getting himself right. I heard a funny ass fucking tweet that said if you watch Jaws backwards, It's just a really, really heartfelt story of a shark giving people their limbs back.
Oh, nice.
There are people giving people limbs.
Well,
I fucked that joke up, but yeah, it's funny as hell.
It starts with the shark being reanimated from an explosion, and then he is then whole again, and then it's him just regurgitating limbs onto amputees. Yeah, all right. Anyways. It's a magical shark.
Yeah, there it is. Here it is.
Oh, there we go. Agreeable Greg. There we go. Shout out to Agreeable Greg. Yeah, that's a good tweet. What does that reminds me of the joke? What do you get if you play a country song backwards? You get your wife back, your house back. That's another good joke. Those are both good jokes.
Pretty Woman it is. I'm going to watch Austin Powers then. If you're going to watch Jaws, I'm watching Austin Powers.
Dude, I'm telling you, will you please, if we're not going to do Princess Bride this time, let's negate the whole vote and do Princess Bride for the next film club movie. It's a fucking incredible movie, and I'm upset that you haven't seen it, Travis. You'll love it.
I'll watch Pretty Woman first. And
all right,
then
fair enough. All right. Yeah, we wasted a lot of time getting here, but the 92%ers eventually selected Pretty Woman, which we will watch and review at one of the up-and-coming New Heights Film Club episodes. But thank you so much for helping us find these videos.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Yeah, we're looking forward to this. I really am. I never know what to expect. I like watching movies. I love judging things. So prepare to be judged, Julia Roberts, by somebody who knows nothing about the film industry.
Yeah, I can't wait to judge you, Richard.
Gear. Some more new news. Travis attended the Patrick Bacon charity golf tournament.
Nice. Yeah, shout out to Patty Bakes.
Shout out to Patty Bakes.
Look at that forehead, man. You could put a fucking satellite dish on that thing.
What does the funds of the Patty Bake golf tournament go towards?
Yeah, so it's not the Patrick Bacon golf tournament. It's the Alex's Way Foundation golf tournament that my guy Patrick Bacon runs. Proud sponsor for City Insurance, which is the insurance company Patrick Bacon is in charge of. And
well, that's awesome. Congrats out to Patty Bakes and everybody involved with that charity. That sounds tremendous. Happy for all those guys.
Honestly, man, it's just cool to see everybody in my childhood and Bacon's life come together for a good cause. He had a family member pass away a few years ago, and they try and raise funds to help the awareness around it. And it's an awesome event, knowing how much of a slappy Bacon can be, but how much of a good guy he can be, and the beautiful family that is up there in Cleveland, Ohio, that it supports. And it was just dope. It was a fun outing up there at Sand Ridge, which I never gave enough credit for how beautiful it is up there on the east side of Cleveland. But it was a fun deal, man, and it was cool to see all the family and friends that we grew up around that I hadn't seen in such a long time. And posted a solid score. Shout out to Charlie Grace for keeping our score low, but that was a good deal, man. Had a lot of fun up there, raising some funds for a great cause, and sure enough, going up there to support old Patty Bakes, my caddy out in Tahoe. He's a fan favorite in the celebs and familiar faces that you see out there. Patty Bakes been doing this thing for quite a while now, so it was cool to get up there and support him for his foundation. And shout out to Forest City Insurance, baby.
Why has he got the calves covered up? Everybody knows Patty Bakes has the best calf game in the industry.
Those calves would get him up and down that course out there in the altitude of Tahoe, baby.
I cannot wait to see him out in Tahoe.
Isn't he just the best, man? He's everyone's favorite human being, man. Did he text you?
Patrick texted me in the middle of the week and goes, "Hey, bro, what are we doing?" Because he goes, "What?"
This is why I'm not texting him.
He goes, "We're doing a Tahoe episode, right?" And I was like, "I don't think so." And he goes, "Bro, we got to. I've got so many ideas. I'll hit you back." And then I never heard from him again.
Yeah, because I told him we're not doing it. Do you know about this fucking bet that we're doing?
What bet?
What's the bet?
He had been trying to lose weight, so I told him, all right, I'll make you a bet for Tahoe. If you get down 25 pounds by Tahoe,
yeah,
I'll give you 10 bands.
Oh my gosh.
And he said, all right, deal. And I said, all right, but I don't want money. I want, if you lose the bet, okay, you have to do a round in Tahoe dressed as the Blue Man Crew.
Wow. Wow. Has the official weigh-in happened yet?
No. The official weigh-in is the 10th. We're doing it the 10th.
Is he just going to like
Tahoe.
sweat it out?
And he says he's bringing his scale. And I'm just like, this motherfucker's going to have that thing.
No.
He's cheating.
We'll bring our own scale, but he's just going to sweat it out. He's just going to wrestler style it. Come on, Pat. We know you're not working.
He just texted me. It's your chance, Patrick.
This is it. We're not calling back.
Nothing.
Wow.
He said, I'm naked. Give me a minute.
Yes. Sounds about right.
I would have guessed.
All
Sure.
right, so he's you don't know where he's currently at?
No idea where he's currently at.
He looks pretty thin. He looks a little lean in that photo. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if it's the pants or the jacket.
No, listen, Jason, we're on Patrick's side. I'm just trying to give him some motivation.
I'm definitely on your side. I want to see him.
Yeah, I'm rooting against. I'm a hater. I'm sorry.
I'm not a bet. I'm definitely on your. I'm Team Travis. I want him to do Blue Man Group.
I know. That's why I made the bet.
I want the Blue Man Group.
That's why I made the bet.
The weigh-in is Wednesday. Is it in front of you?
No, it's Thursday. It's the Thursday.
Thursday
right
before the round?
Yeah. He's keeps trying to push it to Friday morning. I'm just like, dude, stop.
No. Thursday.
As soon as we get to Tahoe, you're on the scale and either you're there or you're not. We're not doing this whole like you go to the sauna and don't eat anything for a day and just sweat it out. Like, no, we're not doing this. Isn't do that shit on your own time. I'm not fucking.
Do you have blue paint for him?
Come on now, I did it the right way. I went to a clown shop, got the blue paint, got the bald Scully that you got to put on, and then there's like a certain like over the top layer that you put on so that it doesn't like sweat and get in the eyes and mouth and shit.
Nice.
He's gonna look like shit.
Dude, there's no way. He said, at this point, I pay $100,000 to not wear the Blue Man suit. You kidding me? This is the most unfair bet ever.
He's a fucking ridiculous person.
Isn't he fucking hilarious?
I love him.
The guy's a spectacle.
In other new news, the New Heights Reddit page, 92%ers want to know if we're serious about the Jets Jake tattoo. We're dead serious. Why would we not be serious? All right. Do you guys think that they'll actually bring someone on the pod if they get the tattoo? If so, are there any rules on where it has to be? That's a good question. I would definitely do this to go on.
How much do you guys love this show?
What are the parameters of the Jets Jake pinup tattoo? Your third leg has to be shown in the tattoo. It's got to be very. It's what else? What else for the Jets Jake?
I mean, it's Jets Jake, so you gotta have the Jets in there.
Jets have to be incorporated.
Yeah, Jets. He's also Knicks guy.
Does there have to be like a size parameter?
I don't think so. I think it just has to be. Yeah, it has to be respectable.
Well, no, it has to be disrespectful.
A respectable size, I meant.
I don't think that there's a space that is off limits. I think wherever you're willing to show the said tattoo, I'm trying to think like what would a space that somebody would do that I would not want, like would not qualify, and I can't think of one. Can you?
No.
Yeah. No, yeah. So anywhere. I think anywhere works. What does it say? I'm not sure they thought that one through because there are plenty of people who would practically get any tattoo to be on the pod. Tattoo would be a talking point for the rest of their life. I mean, listen, if people want to do it, I think you deserve to come on the pod.
I respect it.
The problem is, what happens if more than one person does it? Like, we can only have one person on the pod.
Well, then we put it to a fan vote on the best one.
I think that's fair. All right, there we go. Exactly, dude. Like, I'm on the way to the parlor as soon as I get confirmation that they really will do this. Listen, do it. We'll get you on the pod. We'd love to have you on the pod. I can't wait to see what this bit of artwork looks like. Forewarning, though, if multiple people do it, I can't guarantee a spot on the pod.
Forewarning.
We will at least show the artwork if more than one person does it. But to be on the pod, I think you got to, if you're the only person, then you're on. If there's multiple people, then we're going to have to divvy up some type of voting system. All right, and the last bit of new news, 92%ers, we have come to the end of the road. New Heights is wrapping up for the season. We will air the last episode of season 3 Wednesday, July 23rd.
Yes,
Man,
we will.
Crazy. Travis is going to training camp, as you all know.
Yay! St. Joe.
Whenever training camp starts, we take a hiatus from the pod because it's nearly impossible to do a podcast while somebody's in training camp. We're going to have a bunch of great pre-taped episodes for you guys. We have 2 great guests coming up, as well as Matt Nagy right now. So we still have some great episodes lined up, but we will be taking a hiatus July 23rd through training camp. That does it for new news, brought to you by American Express.
Yeah, buddy. All right, now let's get to some No Dumb Questions. No Dumb Questions is brought to you by Perplexity AI. Discover fast and reliable search with Perplexity AI today. I like team group chats. Let's do team group chats.
Team group chats. Let's go.
Hey, Travis and Jason. This is Riley. Love the show. I wanted to ask if there is a big group chat with the entire team for either the Chiefs and the Eagles, or if there's just a bunch of individual group chats. And if there are, how active are you both in them?
I missed the question. What was it? Are there group chats and are we in them? There's usually at least a group chat for the position group, at least for the offensive line there was.
100%. We got a tight end group chat. Yeah, for sure.
And usually there are more people that are active on those group chats. They're usually the more rambunctious or the people that just want to fuck around in them. But there's also like coaches in there. So I wouldn't say that those ones are the most rambunctious. I think the most rambunctious are usually the ones that are just like group chats on the side with like a select amount of the team or certain personalities that you just vibe with.
Oh, yeah.
Is that similar for you?
100%. Yeah. Coach Tommy Melvin, Coach Melvin, he's the one that kind of makes sure the group chat is has the right guys in there. You know what I mean? Because sometimes, you know, you got a bubble guy and he's kind of off the practice squad, on the practice squad. You want to make sure that guy's in the loop and informed with everything that we got coming up. And the group chat is up to date with who's actually in the room.
Yep.
Coach Melvin does it for the tight end group. But like you said, man, I have so many different football group chats from my team now, from my team back in 2016, right? Like the group chats they keep going up. And it's the same with college. I still have group chats with guys from college. Me and Jason are in a few, and it's just fun, man. It's always a blast catching up and just throwing the most absurd shit in the group chat. Yes, of course. You have to name the group chats. Yes.
There you go.
It's the best part of having a group chat.
Oh, what's our college group chat?
We can't, Jason, no. We can't do that one.
I'm going to say it. Trailer Light Boys.
All right. Well, I'm going to politely ask that you don't put this on there, Brandon.
I didn't see nothing. I didn't see nothing, Travis.
That's a good one.
All righty. That does it for No Dumb Questions, brought to you by Perplexity AI. Let's get to this Matt Nagy convo. My guy. I love this dude. Can't wait for this. All right, Nags, let's have some fun, big guy.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Jason,
right,
would you do the honors, my brother?
Absolutely. All righty. Our guest today is a 6'2" quarterback out of the University of Delaware, the 2018 AP Coach of the Year, two-time Super Bowl champion, and the current offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs. 92%ers, please welcome Matt Nagy!
What's up, fellas? What's going on? How great
How we
is
doing,
this?
Coach?
Love it.
We love that you joined us, man. There's a lot of ties in here between the Upper East Coast, the Philly connection, the Kansas City connection. So it's awesome, and we'll get into all of that. You already know, man.
No doubt.
Appreciate you jumping on with us, dude.
East Coast guys, right? East Coast.
That's
Come
right.
on now. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I'm getting accustomed to it. I'm a Midwesterner myself. Been stuck here forever, but I'm getting accustomed to it.
Good.
Coach, how have OTAs been, man?
It's been great.
You've been excited seeing these young pieces come in and see their talent and everything?
It happens quick. The guys get in, you know it. Travis, you've been in here and you get those juices back going again, and the guys are rolling. Coach Reid, man, he doesn't stop. He's nonstop. He can't get enough of it. We love it. And I think the guys are in a good mindset right now. Everything that happened in that Super Bowl, we put that aside, we use it, and guys are in a good framework, coaches and players.
I know Trav's excited for that long drive drill. No doubt about it.
Come on now.
Oh, man. He kills it, man.
It'll bring the best out of you, baby. It'll bring the best out of you, man.
He kills it. You know that.
Test you mentally. No doubt.
I would tell everybody this all the time, man. You can train your ass off doing everything possible. You could go flipping tires, running cross country, you know what I mean, running hills. You can do all of the training, the perfect like off-season training possible. There is nothing that will get you ready for an Andy Reid long drive drill.
No.
You are going to start that drill and just know mentally that after about 15 to 18 plays, you are going to be fucking miserable.
Yes. The worst.
There's nothing you can do about it other than just take that misery on with a good attitude.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think, like, you know what? It's a funny story. So last year or 2 years ago, I was at the airport, and I forget what city I was in, whether it was Nashville or where it was, but I ran into Mitch Morse, of all people, and he was in
Mitch Morse, baby.
Yeah, man.
He just retired, man. I love that guy, man. Hell of a career, Mitch.
And he was leaving. Doug Peterson was down in Jacksonville, and Mitch was leaving to go down to Jacksonville. And it was the offseason. He had just got traded there or just signed there. And he said, Nags, he goes, man, I'm excited for my opportunity here and to get going here for maybe one last year in Jacksonville. But man, Nags, he's like, damn it, man. He's like, I do not look forward to these long drive drills. I almost didn't sign here with these long drive drills. And I just started dying laughing just thinking of all you guys.
Dude, it's the best, baby.
I still remember, and I don't, you probably don't remember this, Coach, but when Andy, it was, I think my second year, it might've been my first year, long drive drill. And we run a screen in the red zone. This had to be like play 14 or 15. And Coach had to call a timeout because I just was lying on the field.
I'll never forget it. Never will I forget that.
He's like, you all right, big fella? I'm like, yeah, I'll be all right. He's like, oh, get back in there. Let's go. We got to get.
This is so good.
Trav, did you know Coach almost played my rookie year? Did you know this?
Dude, I did not know. I was just going to say, you said you didn't have any experience at the Andy Dreve long drive drill. I thought you were out there slinging it with him.
Mike Vick got hurt, and I think Vince was having some issues too or something like that. And there was rumblings. They gave you a workout, didn't they? They put you on the field.
Yeah, I actually practiced, man. It was crazy. Like, you guys get all these years of touchdowns and Super Bowls, and man, I got one day in the sun, and they called me up, and I was an intern at the time, and now I think they have a rule for it. Like you see the interns that come to practices in training camp, and they sit in the meetings and they follow. That was me in 2008, 2009. And my second year, I was there just helping out coaching. And yeah, Coach Reid, Veach was in Philly then. He calls me up. He goes, Nags, what are you doing? Come over here, man. You got to go talk to Coach. And then Coach goes, do you have an agent? Coach is like, do you have an agent? Are you in shape? And do you know the playbook? And I was like, yes, yes, and yes. And I really didn't know the playbook. I wasn't in shape. But I ended up getting to have one day in practice. And then they said, you know what? No, dude, you're out. You can't do it. They nixed it.
They put a rule in.
Fuck.
They called it intern stashing.
Oh,
because there's like a way to add other players, like increase your roster size by having like players as like interns and GAs. Yeah.
That ain't right, man.
And that was it, man. On to the coaching world.
How about that, though? You and Veach, man. A lot of. I don't know if a lot of people know you and Brett Veach played college ball together. You were throwing my guy touchdown passes left and right, man. Veach was your wide receiver, right?
He was, yeah. He came in as a running back. I don't know if y'all know that, but he played at a big program in Mount Carmel. His dad was the coach, and he was a year college-wise younger than me, and so he came in as a running back, and we needed some help at wide receiver, so we bumped him to wide receiver there towards the end of my career, and I was out there throwing him passes, man, for a couple of years, and he was awesome, man. We had a couple plays versus Villanova that we still talk about to this day, and he was just he was a hell of a player.
Hell yeah, dog. That's so crazy, man. Going to college with somebody like that and then finding a way to work with them and win championships with them. That's got to be a cool connection, man, between you guys.
Oh, there's no doubt. And the reason why I'm in the NFL right now is because of Brett Veach.
My dog.
Speaking of coaching and college, you guys are going to be heading to St. Joe's sooner or later for a little bit of training camp action. You guys are getting back Rashee Rice and Isaiah Pacheco fully healthy this year, coming off of some injuries. How much do both those guys mean when they're fully healthy for you guys for Kansas City?
It's huge for us. And, these guys, I think it's very important for everybody to know, like, people talk about it and I've been able to witness it. But when these guys, they don't understand, and Pat went through it with Alex, but they don't understand how lucky they are to be able to have Trav help them and what they do, understanding how to practice, how to run routes, the little details of just understanding how to take coaching. And so, like, I watch, and I know it's been documented, but like when Trav takes them off to the side and starts talking to them in his own lingo of how to run a certain route, that's like 10 times his weight in gold versus what any of us coaches are going to tell these guys, because it's respect factor that they have. And he doesn't have to do that. He's the greatest tight end, to ever play the game. Jace, you're the greatest center to ever play the game. I mean, that's an unbelievable tandem. And for me to be able to coach you guys and see like what you guys were as mentors, those two young guys, Rasheed and Xavier, what they have with Trav and what they have with Coach Reid and Patrick, it's special. And it really, honestly, like, it makes coaching fun and it lets them just grow. And like, we see the growth and development. And that's the exciting part, is like to put it all together. And everyone's so selfless.
Yeah. And those are the best teams. The best teams are when the players are also coaching, right? They're coaching up the young guys.
For sure.
And that's also helping them retain it. Like, I always felt like, the players coaching like the young guys, it wasn't like I was saying anything different than what Stout was saying. I'm just regurgitating that. But
No
I'm
doubt.
saying it in a way because we're both on the same end receiving it from Stout. And when you say it to the player next to you, they're receiving it in the same way you interpreted it from the coach. Does that make sense? Like,
100%.
There's like a weird thing where, like, when you both are receiving the information from the head coach, then you have the same frame of reference from how it's taught. It's easier then to go off of that and say basically the same thing, just in like a slightly different way that the guy understands it, maybe in a different way.
Right.
It's just a little bit more reassuring for the young guys. And I appreciate you saying that, Nags. You already know.
Yeah, that's real.
I'm just one of your disciples, man. I just know I can find a way to make it make sense a little bit more. And sometimes all it takes is a few extra conversations about what we're seeing out there to really get everybody on the same page, man.
For sure. Absolutely.
You keep mentioning a guy named Pat Mahomes, though.
Yeah.
And I know we need to clear something up here. We had old Patty Mahomes on the show, and he told us a story prior to his draft interview with the Chiefs that you gave him the keys to you gave him the answers? Did you give him
Answers to the test? Huh?
You gave him the answers to the test, Snags?
Yeah, man. Fortunately, it ended up working out pretty good. I mean, Veach and I were, we knew how much Veach and Coach Reid liked them. And obviously I was in love with them too. So like you go into that process, and you guys know that whole deal with the combine and how it goes. But man, when you're convicted with somebody and you feel the way that we all did, I don't know. I guess it was better to ask for forgiveness than permission. One of those type of deals.
I love it.
Yeah, I'll never forget it, because we just sat back and we went through off to the side in the deal, like in between meetings throughout the day. It was the middle of the day. We actually talked a little bit through All Go Special, Trav.
Come on now, baby.
Just a little bit of some simple plays, but a few of them. And we also just said, hey, man, you got to get one or two wrong here. It can't be 100% on the test. You got to get like the 95. Yeah,
It'll be obvious. It'll be obvious.
Yeah, but he killed it in the deal, and I think it stayed pretty quiet for many years, and then I guess he's the one that busted it out a few years ago.
Yeah, I love it.
Fortunately, it ended up working out.
Unbelievable, dog.
Well, let me ask you this. What made you so confident that Pat was the guy coming out to do that?
Watching the tape, when we watch these players on tape, you sit there and you can't put the tape down. You just want to keep watching more and more and more. And as you're watching it, you just see the plays that he's making and these stupid throws that, he saw so much drop 8 in college. There was so much drop 8. So it was like, part of you was like, he's seeing all this drop 8. He's scrambling around, and, no one's better than him when he's outside the pocket running around. He can make special throws, and he was doing a lot of that. So the question was like, okay, what type of person is he? And, what's his, football IQ like? And does he love the game? And all the stuff, the intangible things. And so, like, as we all started watching more and more tape, we were like, Coach Reid and Veach and these guys were like, we gotta take these quarterbacks. We got to bring them into the room and spend like, a good 6 to 8 hours with each of these guys in that draft class. And really, we knew how much we loved the player, but bringing him in and just seeing him take it to the top with the person side of it was unbelievable. And like, you could just see like he was special, and you didn't know it until things were going to happen. But I mean, my gosh, like, we were all on board. It was all conviction, and I just couldn't put the film down. He was just special.
I hear you, man. I'm with you on the first time you meet him, man. That first, What's up, dog? That first, like, yo, it's good. It's like your family forever after you get that from him, man. He's such a good dude, and I already know he's going to ace that part of the test every single time, and I'm sure the football IQ was already through the roof when he got in.
The second that happened, the moment it happened, we were super excited, and it was one of those deals where then he came in as a freshman, or excuse me, as a rookie with Alex, and it's like, and Alex taught me as a young position coach, he's one of the most special human beings and people in my life, and what he did for that room and for Patrick and for myself and coach, everybody that year. I'll never forget it. And I just could tell story after story of that season of how good he was to Patrick, and also how well Patrick came in. Like Patrick didn't come in trying to be like, hey, I'm the future guy.
He came in the best teammate he could possibly be.
No doubt. And it just took off. And I think
But I'll say this though, a lot of the times that it's a two-way street, but the veteran in the room usually dictates how that goes. And because if the veteran is open to it and they embrace this opportunity to teach this young guy and to be a productive room, it usually goes well, right?
Without a doubt. I mean, Alex is, because of how good Patrick is, people forget what Alex did in the time that he was here.
Especially that year. Especially that year specifically.
That year, because we all remember, because we kind of took it personal, everyone was calling Alex like a game manager, check down Charlie type guy. And go back to 17, his last year when Patrick was drafted. Go back and check out the numbers and tell us who had the highest downfield. Like, he didn't care. And Patrick or Alex was just killing it, man. And he's a winner. He's a hell of a person. And like you guys said, man, what he did for Patrick and for me as a coach, I mean, come on, man, that was unbelievable.
As good as gold, baby. What he did for me as a professional, his aura in the facility and how he conducted himself as a professional gave me an understanding of what I needed to get better at.
Sure.
And it wasn't necessarily the attributes. It was, how am I organizing all this information? How am I making myself better Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? Like, how am I setting up that day on Tuesday? How am I setting up my day on Wednesday to understand the entire base game plan? You know what I mean?
Right.
Watching Alex and just talking to him about football, he gave you that confidence and understanding that he knew everything he could possibly need to know about the defense he was playing. And when you have that trust in not only the guy that's slinging the ball around, but when you have that trust in somebody next to you, Mitchell Schwartz was the exact same way. Somebody that I knew he knew the answers to the test, because he was so smart and he understood defenses like that. And Alex, I would just go up to him and talk to him about pointless backside of the routes where I knew when it was zone, he was going to the 3-by side. And I would just be in my mind like, hey, like, is there ever a chance you're kind of like peeking back here 1-0? You know what I mean? I would just go up to him and just ask him questions, trying not to be annoying with it. But I just loved talking ball with the guy. And he made me such a better player by just giving me just free wisdom, man.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And he had so much common sense too. Some guys are super smart. He's super smart, really intelligent, high football IQ. Yeah. But he also had the self-awareness of common sense, of understanding why he did certain things. And I think to me, that's your perspective, Trav, and Pat has his own. But for me, I was a first-year quarterback coach in 2013. And the quarterback that we traded for to come into the Chiefs was Alex, his first year from San Fran.
Smitty, yeah.
He had 6 or 7 different coordinators at that time. He forgot more football than I knew. So me coming in to try to coach him, that wasn't easy. But again, he was able to learn how to trust me over time, and me, just try to kind of ease my way into it. Man, I'm just so indebted to Alex, man. He's just a special, special person.
I do got to ask this though. Back on Patty Mahomes, from that rookie year, you had your run in Chicago, and you've come back between that first year and the years now. Where do you think he's changed the most in terms of how he progressed his game from that first year?
Without a doubt, his protections. He came in his rookie year in 17 and really, he was just learning how to call plays. He was all no huddle. So take a snap under center, rookie year, understanding, coverages on the back end, protections. But now, you guys know how we do those walkthroughs in the morning. And as in 18, 19, 20, 21, those years where, everything was just, you guys were clicking, and like he was learning through the coaches I talked to and through him, like the protections. If he didn't get the protections right, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
And you got to know where your hots are. You got to know where you're going with the football, understanding that part of it. And then you can take like the ability to make the special throws and just know when that's going to happen. And now when I got back in 22 as a quarterback coach, and then 23, 24, the last 2 years as coordinator, I've really gotten to see him understand the student of the game part of not just understanding and being a master of protections. Now his leadership, what he's learned through you, Trav, and your guys' time together, of like how to lead the players, but then also how to lead the coaches like us that are with him, like how the communication part of like, listen, you might be explaining a certain route a certain way to a guy or a young guy, but also this is how I see it. This is how we see it. Think about, doing things this way. And so like he gets why we're doing the big picture, but from, again, a player's perspective, think about it from this way or that way. He's grown that way. He would have never done that at his early years. There's a lot of things he didn't know. He does know a lot now. He knows what he's seeing coverage wise. He knows when the blitzes are coming. And sometimes, it's our job as coaches to make sure that we don't let that get in the way. But he's grown in so many different areas. But probably the biggest part is the change he hasn't done. He's never changed as like, he's such a good person, and he still competes every single day.
It's Patty Mahomes, baby.
And everything he does is Patty Mahomes, is 100% all the time. And he's just special. He's in a great place.
Jason played with my guy Gardner Minshew. What was it,
Character,
2 years ago?
Brother. Great dude. Great
guy. How's Minshew been in the QB room? He's sparking it up, or is he's playing it cool right now?
So when he first came in day one, he started. It was funny. He basically pulled a prank on our quarterback coach with asking where the quarterback room was at on Girardi. Man, he was messing with him he got him the first day, just messing with him, and it was one of the D's jokes. So he asked him where room 4. He came in, and he's like, man, they told me the quarterback room is in 4D. Like I couldn't figure out where, and Girardi kind of looked at him like, what are you talking about for? And he goes, 4Ds. So it's just like, and he kind of swiveled his hips a little bit, and he's kind of, it was a good icebreaker. I'll say that for Girardi, but he's been really good, man. He understands the game. He's smart. He's just a great guy, and I think like in the room, he understands where we're at. He understands where he wants to go, and man, he is a character, but he also knows when to lock in and really get serious. He's studying all the time.
For sure.
Oh, he's a pro.
Yeah, he's a pro.
I got to ask you, offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
You drafted Josh Simmons. This kid looks incredible. Looked incredible at Ohio State. What do you think he'll bring once he's fully back and healthy?
Yeah, I really love his athleticism. You're right. I mean, his ability to really show his strength and athleticism on the edge, one-on-one, being able to recover if he gets beat. I mean, it's rare.
Dude, it was like flashes of like Jason Peters, like Trent Williams type of movement and bending and redirecting. I agree 100%. Yeah.
Agree, man. He's going to really put it together. And I think like right now, just Jace, as you know, man, just kind of understanding the calls and all the different calls you can have at the line of scrimmage, when you're going to, squeeze and,
tell the guard, that's what the guard's for. He's got to block the man Mountain Dean on the end. The guard could tell him, hey.
That's right. That's right. So he's really, really been locked in, though. It's been great to see him like in meetings and out of practice. He's almost sometimes a little bit too serious because he's really locked in. It's good to see.
That's what blew me away was everybody's talking about how athletic he is, and you see that immediately. Seeing him go through drills and how comfortable he is, how great of a base he has, and everything like that. But even when he's just like working some of the scout team stuff because his knee isn't just quite back for him to go full go yet, he's dialed in. He's giving good looks. He's making sure he's helped. Like he is a professional already. He is so bought in, and he understands, I think, what situation that he's in, and being that big of a pick for the Chiefs, baby. I think he's actually light years ahead of where I was imagining he could be. Not to say that I was expecting something else. I just didn't know what to expect from him, not knowing him that well. But
he's a rookie.
Yeah,
exactly. He's a rookie, but he is dialed in, and he looks like he's ready to work, baby. And I love that about him.
He is dialed in. I will say this though, and I gotta, Trav, I don't know if I've ever told you this story. Maybe I have, but the one difference, and back in 2011, I do remember a sixth round draft pick coming in as a rookie. And I got to tell you this story. I don't know if Simmons has this in him right now, but I'll never forget it for all my life. So I'm a quality control coach, and we're in training camp in Philadelphia, and it's in the evening, and we're kind of in the middle of camp. Guys are tired, they're pissed off, angry, whatever, but getting ready to do a little learning at nighttime in the installs. We're having a special teams meeting at around 6:00 at night. So everyone's in the special teams room, most of the team. And then there's a bunch of quarterbacks and quarterback coaches and assistants and some guys that aren't in there that are just kind of hanging out in the hallway. And all of a sudden you just hear this cursing and freaking out and yelling. And it's this, all of a sudden, out running up the steps, these doors pop open, and this big grizzly bear just pops out of nowhere and just starts MFing everybody and just starts pounding on the special teams in the middle of the meeting. Yeah. He's pounding on the special teams door, pops it open, and is just like, who the F who messed with my car? You toilet papered my car, you stuck a banana in the pipe, you saran wrapped it, who the F did it? And all these guys are in the middle of a special teams meeting, turn around, what are we talking about? Here's a rookie interrupting the team special teams room, wanting to kill somebody for messing with his car in the middle of training camp. And we looked at each other to the side as coaches, we go, are you freaking kidding me? We got somebody here, man. This guy's freaking psycho.
That's good.
Fucking around.
I like that was a positive.
Yeah,
That's
I know
good.
you remember that.
Oh, you kidding me? I definitely don't forget that. That was wild. I was hit the door first, and Avant came out afterwards, and he was like, man, I thought somebody was shooting a gun out here. I thought there was gunshots going. It was just you hitting the door. And I was like,
I'll never forget it, man.
Yeah,
I always tell all the rookies that.
I remember him telling me that story when I was at Cincinnati. He was like, yeah, man, somebody fucked with my car, and I swear to God, if I find out who it is, I'm going to kill him. And I'm just like, dude, you're a rookie.
And all we cared about as coaches was we just loved it. We're like, yeah, we got a guy. 6th round, we got him.
He's fired up. He's fired up.
that's awesome.
Sometimes you just got to show you're a little nuts, man.
Yeah.
I didn't have an issue with that.
Don't take it there.
It's easy when you're nuts.
That's right. No doubt.
So being under Andy Reid or being with Coach Reid for so long, is there any play that is ever off the table? Have you ever gone to him with something like, man, I don't know if he's going to love this, or I don't know if he's going to, if he's going to think this is too crazy, or
you know what? There's really not, I will say. I mean, even to the point, Kels, we put that one play in for Chris Jones that we had him doing a little bit of a pass, and he
No, Jason, you have no idea. This shit was bad, dude. I love Chris Jones to death. Dog. I don't know what it was, but he needs to stay on the defensive side.
Yeah. It just we put it in for him, and we had him doing a little throw, and it just, I mean, usually, Coach, we put it in the incubator like with Dontari Poe. And with the jump pass,
just let that thing simmer, baby.
You work it for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
Yeah, this one was called Swingin' D, and it wasn't working, man. That play wasn't working.
Swingin' D? Are you kidding me? That is amazing.
It had the name.
Oh, my gosh.
It had the reference. It
didn't work.
We ran it. He would check, and it was a throw to me. Every single throw was 5 yards behind me at my feet. I'm just like, Coach, I don't think this is going to work.
It got canned. It lasted about 2 weeks, and then Swingin' D went out, so no more of that. That was gone. But that's about the only one. Coach, man. And when you guys come up with the stuff, it means so much more for him, and he likes it and stamps it so much better when you guys do your creativity. So that's the best part.
I still got one in my back pocket. I just might need to just put it on a little note card and just shove it under his door one of these days, man. Make sure it gets to him.
You got to get it on his whiteboard there, and he gets that beautiful mind going in his whiteboard, man. And you don't know what pops up.
There you go.
Speaking of Coach, what's it like being Andy Reid's offensive coordinator?
Every single day, I make sure that I never take it for granted. And not just being the offensive coordinator, but just being with him, being so lucky to be around him every single day. I look back to when he first hired me in 2010, been with him, till 2017. And then when I left to Chicago, and now to be able to take me back and just get to see it from a different perspective.
Yeah.
He's taught me so much of how to, be a coach, but how to handle certain situations, whether it's a player on or off the field, we talk so much life stuff too, that probably a lot of people don't know or understand in the coaching world. I mean, it's a lot of X's and O's, but we're together a lot. And so he's given me a lot of fatherly lessons of like how to understand, with me having 4 boys and as they're growing up, things that I can do to help out and be better. And
oh yeah.
And I think this is one of the greatest coaches to ever coach in NFL history.
Yeah.
And I don't ever take that for granted. So I'm still trying to take in when he gives me a note on a simple play that we've been doing for 15 years. I don't want to forget that part of it. Or if he gives me a coaching point of, how to coach a coach, right? And how to handle a situation, on how to do an install. What am I doing? Am I saying a few words, too many times? Little things like that.
Absolutely.
He's always trying to make us better. And Trav, being together all these years, whether it's a certain route or whatever, or the blocking technique, he's always going to just try to help you out. And it's all for one common denominator, as you know too, Jace, more than anybody. It's that it comes from love, man. Like this guy, he loves his players.
He loves to see him have success, man. He wants that success for him, man.
He does. And I think that's where, for me to watch that and be a part of that, I try to tell these young coaches right now, how fortunate they are to be able to coach for him and what, we want to do it for him.
One of my favorite installs ever. My guy, he's up there and he's kind of talking it through, and Byron Pringle, one of my favorite, he played in Chi-Town too, man. Listen, Byron Pringle was a wide receiver for us. One of the most physical, he didn't get enough credit for the things he did for our team. And Pringle, he was starting to catch strides, and he had a big preseason game and he made the team, and coach was installing a play, and he looked over at Pringle and said, "Pringle, this play's for you, baby. I'm going to get you that chip deal, baby. I'm going to get you that chip deal." I just started dying laughing. I'm like, "Pringle, once you pop, the fun don't stop."
Oh, man. And he did. He probably did. It probably worked.
Do you have any favorite, Andy, story before we move on from Coach?
Gosh, there's so many of them. I'm getting caught off guard right now. The one story that occurred in my first stint here in 20, I think it was 16 or 17. It was like a Tuesday night, we're game planning. And every evening, Coach and I will go at around 5 o'clock and we'll go down to the kitchen, cafeteria, and we'll sit down in between our break for half an hour and we'll grab some food. And we've done it for many, many years. And so it was about a 5:30 on a Tuesday. We're in between. It's just Coach and I in the cafeteria, and it happened to be a steak night. So we're sitting there and he's eating his steak, and he kind of all of a sudden I get up and I walk over to the trash can to throw something away, and I look over to the table and I see him kind of sneezing. And I'm like, man, Coach is sneezing. Oh, he'll be all right. And he just keeps sneezing. And I'm sitting there, and then he stands up, and I'm looking. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to bother him. He's sneezing. I'll let him go. And all of a sudden, he kind of stops coughing and choking, and I'm like, the guy's choking. He's choking.
No.
I'm not. I gotta go. And he stopped, and he's like, oh man. He looks at me, and he's like, man. I go, oh, Coach, I thought you were sneezing. He goes, no, I was choking on a piece of steak. And I go, what? I go, I thought you were sneezing. I didn't know what was going on. And so here it is, I'm such an idiot because I'm trying to be polite and not bother him for sneezing. But the guy is choking on a piece of steak, and it's just me and him. If he goes down, it's totally my fault.
You had a chance to Heimlich maneuver Andy Reid.
I've never done it ever. And I could have just got him and just, and that would have been quite the story. But thank God he saved himself.
There you go.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Before we move along from just coaching in general, from your time learning under Coach Reid and then the time in Chi-Town, from going from, offensive coordinator and everything, you were even dialing up plays that last year with Smitty and everything.
Yeah.
What was the biggest difference in leading both sides of the ball and being that head coach in Chicago than it was just being a coordinator? What do you think the biggest difference was?
100% the relationships with the entire team. So the defense and the special teams, and then understanding, making sure that those guys know I have the pulse of who they are and what's going on. And so, like in 2018 when we got to Chicago, there just wasn't a lot of energy. You know, they needed a little bit of positivity going around. And I think like what we had to do was create that culture. And the only way you do that is by winning. But you got to build trust and you got to build relationships with the players so they do trust you. And the only way to do that is to be around them. Like you can sit there and talk X's and O's all you want, but if you're not around them and they don't know who you are and you don't know who they are, it won't work. And I think like for me, my best time to do that was to jump into meetings where I couldn't do that as a coordinator, you know? So like as a head coach, I can jump into the special teams meeting. I can jump into Coach Fangio's defensive meetings. And then when we're out stretching, like I would walk around and talk to all the defensive guys. And then I would meet with some of the guys one-on-one and try to build a rapport with those leaders. And I think like, you know, as the 3 years after that went on till 2021, where I look back and reflect and say, man, I wish I would have done this better. It's staying on top of those relationships that we built. And, you know, like new players come in, old players leave. I probably didn't do a good enough job of creating that bond with those players and sustaining it so that when you hit a tough patch, you can get through that, you know, get through the lows. And I think like that's where I needed to be better. And I reflect on that a lot. And, you know, you guys both know me, like I'm an outgoing person and I feel like it's, you know, it's important to have a good relationship with guys and let them trust you, but you gotta be able to sustain that. And so as a head coach, for me, that was my biggest thing that I really look back on now and like, damn, I wish I would have done a better job there. And you know, you learn from it. You learn from those mistakes.
Oh yeah, that's all it is. You already know you learn from it. You're still one of the best coaches I've ever fucking had in my career, man. And I'm so thankful that you've been there for me.
Well, I appreciate that, man.
If that double doink doesn't happen, Matt, you might still be the head coach of Chicago. Like, think about it. It went from that double doink to we lost in New Orleans, barely lost. We could potentially won that at the end with the drop, but it was LA, and LA wasn't like, I don't know. You guys were rolling towards the end of the year there. The defense was good.
Rolling, baby.
We were rolling. You're right. And I mean, you look at it, and then in 2019, you know, we went 500 and then in 2020, same thing. We made the playoffs and played, you know, lost to the Saints in the playoffs. And then in 2021, you know, we fell off. So again, you know, the competitor in me, you want to be better, but I got to use that to learn it to be better. And everything happens for a reason, man. And get to be back here with Trav and coaching these guys and win some Super Bowls. And I'm going to learn from it. But I appreciate y'all.
You know, we're still having fun, baby.
Yeah.
I do want to ask you one question from that game. Was it your idea or Vic's? You guys kept holding the sub guy, and it messed up all of our game plan specific runs. Like, we kept calling all these plays in a goal line deep. I'm like, bro, we can't run this play to a 6-1. Like, what are we doing? Like, I was getting so pissed off because the play kept coming in. And then you'd see the big defensive lineman run out there. I was like, we can't run this. We got 11 personnel out here.
Yeah.
It was messing up. It was honestly, it was great coaching. It was great coaching.
That was all Vic and his defensive staff. Those guys did a hell of a job. I was so lucky, you know, to be able to spend a year with him. And man, when he decided to take that job in Denver as the head coach, I'll never forget being there with Ryan Pace and Joey Lane, sitting at a restaurant with Vic, and he was so torn because he loved his players so much, and we loved him so much, and we knew what we had. And you know, hey, it was his opportunity to go be a head coach, but man, obviously he's a wizard. He's a hell of a coach. He's a great person, and I have a ton of respect for him.
Hell yeah. I was going to say, Dayton, you were talking about that 2018 and coming in, and I just remember in 13 when you guys came in, you know, we were such a veteran team. We had, like, you know, the team may have just went 2-14, but we had Pro Bowlers, we had superstars, we had guys like that were at the top of their game, like Eric Berry, Justin Hughes, and when Alex came in, you know, with Jamal Charles, you know, we had studs on both sides of the ball, and the Tamba Ali and Derek John. I mean, I could keep going. We had guys, right?
Goes on and on, yeah.
Dude, the defense when you first got there was insane.
Stacked.
I mean, you already know.
Probably one of the most stacked defenses I've ever seen. Yeah,
I agree.
It was ridiculous, man. Brandon Flowers. We had a whole bunch of studs, and it was crazy to me that one, this team went 2-14 the year before, but two, when Coach Reid came in, I can tell the difference to this day of Coach Reid's demeanor in having to come in and break that culture.
Yeah.
It wasn't necessary, and don't get me wrong, I have no idea what the situation was with the coaches before that or anything, but I heard guys complaining nonstop about how much and how hard we were practicing.
Mm-hmm.
And nowadays, you don't hear anybody complaining. You just hear guys accepting
get the
that
hell
this is.
out of here! You guys don't complain about practicing hard.
You'll never fucking hear that out of me.
I don't believe it.
I'll be the first one to put the pads on.
All right.
Yeah, I would confirm that, man. And I just say this real quick. The reason, and a huge reason that you guys bought in early on, and you guys have taken the torch, and you've done this with it, and everybody sees it now. You can't not, because of you guys wanting to do it.
It's not a complaint. There are times it's like, man, we gotta fucking do this again. Like there's that, but it's the acceptance of this is the system. This is how you become great, and it works.
Right. You're not questioning whether it's the right thing to do or not.
Completely different situation back in 13 on the veterans that we had in there and how they were used to working and doing things, and how Coach Reid came in and gave them a new perspective on it. And I really think that's that turnaround with that talent. You saw it immediately. We won the first 10 games right off the bat because of how much those veteran guys knew the game of football, played well together when they had that work ethic and how just, I don't know, everything came together. But I'll tell you what, man, I can only imagine how tough it is to go in there and demand that discipline and that trust in trying to break a system that hadn't been working.
No doubt. And I'll never forget the first meeting that Coach Reid had of that year you're talking about. And just painting the picture again, Coach Reid, for the very first team meeting in 2013, we had our first team meeting. The entire team was in the team room, and those doors opened, and he came walking in, and it was quiet. And I remember I was sitting in the corner, and I looked over, and in the front row was all those dudes you just talked about: Tom Ali, Justin Houston, Eric Berry, Dontari Poe, Dwayne Bowe, Jamal. It goes on and on and on.
Oh yeah, they
were literally sitting up in their seat with their hands on their knees, and their eyes were huge, and they were just staring at this guy. And the second I saw that, I was like, they believe. This is what they needed. They believe. And then Coach just took it from there. And you remember we did all that no huddle this first couple of practices.
Come on now. That was crazy. And it wasn't just, it was the long drive drill. It's different when it's 18 plays of huddle.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
It's a completely different experience when it is a no huddle long drive drill.
Yeah.
That is where you're you just want to you look at Alex, is like, just check it down. Just throw it immediately to the check down so we can get to the next play and get through this thing, man. Please.
Secretly for the O-line, I'm kind of all about it because the D-line's only good for the first two plays. It's a big lead fest after that.
Yeah. Hey, Jay, so Coach comes in the first, and he doesn't even, and Trav probably doesn't even know this, but he has us working all off season to get ready for this OTAs that first year in 2013. And all of a sudden, before the first couple practices, he walks into the staff room with the coaches and he says, "All right, fellas," and he puts the playbook down and he goes, "Here's what we're going to do. These first 6 practices, we're going no huddle tempo every single play." We're like, "What? We have the play scripted." And he's like, "No, it's we're going no huddle. Every play is no huddle." And we didn't know it at the time.
Yeah, why?
That was his way of making them think mentally, try to break them down, condition them, but make them get tired and see how they respond to some frustration. Yeah. He was like a wizard, man. And I'll never forget going back to that. And then, like you said, we went 9-0, 10-0, and ended up making the playoffs.
That's amazing.
Hell yeah, baby.
Speaking of first impressions, what was your first impressions of Travis Kelce? We talked about me. I want to know what you thought of Travis when you first got to know him.
No, man, I'm telling you what. So he gets in his first year, and like you see this guy, and you can just it's the same way with Pat. Like you know, watching the tape what he brings and what he did, and then you know he's got that quarterback background. But I always start with the person. Like you could just tell the competitor that he was. And just the fire that he had to be great from early on, from day one. And I'll never forget, like, just getting him into OTAs, getting him in practices. And then when things really took off, then when you got in there and that, what was it? Was a Cincinnati game?
Oh, the second preseason game.
Second preseason game, because you had your injury there. The second preseason game, you ran an August special where you knotted the guy, caught it up to seam, and went like 70 yards and outran a corner and a safety linebacker. And we all looked at each other on the sideline and we just said, "Did we just see that?" And of course, Trav goes and he just dives into the end zone and does like a somersault into the end zone, just like sprawls. And we looked at each other like, this is going to be fun. And then every game, like, you just keep seeing the growth of, like, you know, what he was able to do. Like, the one year we got New England into base defense a lot. So we would go 13 personnel and get them in base and put Kelce out there and let him run bubbles and RPOs. And like, okay, you want to go big? We're going to throw the ball. You want to go little? We'll run the ball and block. And so, like, playing that cat mouse game for all those years. But, like, just to see now, I mean, this man, he has routes that are named after him. I go and talk to these college coaches, and they're like, "Man, we're running the Kelce route." And I'm like, "What the hell is the Kelce route?"
That's what I want to know.
They start showing all these routes, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's this route here." But man, he just put, and then we talk about like 7 different routes we have in the playbook, and Kelce puts his own spin on it, and it's just like it's rare. There's no one else like it, and him and Pat, what they've done. Is just, and then you put the fire, the competitiveness, the loyalty, the trust, the love, the passion, like everything about that, you know, Jace. I mean, you guys are blood, man. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's just, it's makes you such a good coach.
I love it.
Man, I'll tell you what. I'll ask you about Jason, but you already told us your first impression of him was him being a fucking psychopath. You knew exactly what you had in your back pocket.
Psycho, but you know, it was always with Jace. It was, you know, here's a guy that comes in, 6th round draft pick that comes in, but you could tell right away he has so much damn trust in his ability and who he was, and he was going to outwork everybody. He was going to be so coachable, and he was just going to fight you to the end, man. He was going to fight you literally. And that's what you both have. Like, you both have that. And it's like, that's a DNA thing. Not all kids have that. You guys have it. And to do what you've done, like for your parents raising you the way they have, like the bond and the kinship that y'all have. But watching you, I was, you know, I'm like Coach Reid on a lower level. I got to see both of you come in as rookies. I got to be with you guys, you know, throughout this journey. And I'm so lucky because like that, like you guys took it to the max. And not only that, but like, I'm real big on just being yourself in this journey, and you guys are yourselves. Like you show your emotions. You love each other, man. You're there for each other. I'll never forget after that Super Bowl when we won against you guys the first time. Like, I'll never forget that hug and that embrace and that look that you both had for each other. And like, it's powerful. And like, here it is to this day, what y'all are doing. It's just, I'm lucky to be able to know y'all. And I love you guys, man. You guys are special. So it's not to get all sappy on here, man, but I just got so much respect and a lot of love for y'all.
Come on, baby. You already know we're emotional sons of bitches.
No doubt.
Let's jump into it. This is one of our last segments, but one of our favorite segments. We got to ask, but you don't have to answer, Nags. You can tell us to fuck off. You can just tell us to kick rocks if you don't want to answer these.
All right.
Who is the toughest defensive player to game plan for in your career, in your coaching career? Who have you like watched on film and just like, man, I don't know how we're going to deal with this guy?
Yeah. In all the career, huh? I'm going to stay somewhat current, and I'm just going to give a ton of respect to Max Crosby, man. I mean, Max. he's just, I mean, he's all over the place. I mean, Kelce, you know, there's times where they put him out and butched you like out by the sideline.
Man.
And that's okay.
Oh, wait, and you want to talk about a guy that'll fight you to the fucking end.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what that score is. Max is coming off the ball, and he's going to fucking punch you in the mouth, man.
Yeah,
I love competing against that dude, but you're right. He's unstoppable, man. He's one of the hardest to ever fucking game plan for.
Yeah, and I go back to the Philly days, you know, and some of those rushes that we used to see from some of that Giants defensive line and the Cowboys with DeMarcus Ware back in the day. I mean, it was,
my gosh, yeah,
right. I mean, and the guys on the inside, there's so many, but just because I'm so current right now and losing my train of thought, that's probably Crosby's early on there.
There you go.
All right. Do you still keep the BU on the play sheet?
No, I don't. And no other reason, because I did that in Chicago, and I haven't done that here. But I do I do use that every single day, man. I live by that thing.
Oh yeah, I hear it every day.
My oldest son, man, he told me that, and that's something that at the time a 15-year-old told me, and I'll never, I think that's powerful, man. Just be yourself. Don't try to be someone different.
And that's something that Andy has always appreciated. That's one of the things I've always loved about Andy everywhere he's been. He wants guys to be their personality show, wants them to like genuinely be themselves. So I think I'm with you 100% on that.
Yeah.
That's the beautiful thing of a team.
I love how Coach Reid says this, and then he has all these rules that you gotta like abide by, like tuck your shirt in. And,
it's show your personalities within the confines of the team.
I finally figured out why he does all these things, and he has like kind of that understanding of the military and how everybody has to, present themselves the right way and have that discipline aspect of like being one unit. You know what I mean? There's reasonings to it.
You guys know he doesn't miss a thing either. Like he sees everything in training camp and practice. Like everybody, he sees periph on everything, no matter who you are.
Oh man,
it could be
just when you don't think he's looking, man.
Yeah, and my first year, I was back doing the cards in the back end, and I had a hat on, and I had a pencil in my ear, and I heard this whistle and I'm a first year coach, and I hear this whistle, and I'm like, and I don't react, and I hear it again. I look, and he's looking at me, and he points to here, and he goes like this, get rid of the pencil. That was in 2010. Never again in my life was there ever a pencil in my hat. Never. There never will be.
Wow.
So good, man.
You gave Bears new head coach Ben Johnson this advice: win and beat the Packers.
Mm-hmm.
What's the best coaching advice you've ever received?
The best coaching advice I've ever received was win and beat the Packers.
Who told you that one?
It was Coach Ditka.
Ditka,
Yeah.
there you go, baby.
Yeah. He told me. He told me that, and unfortunately, we were 1-7 and against the Packers and Aaron Rodgers, and
that's a tough draw.
Yeah, that was tough. So that's I wasn't able to do that, so that's why I gave Ben that advice.
There you go. As an offensive coordinator, do you think the average person could get 1 yard in the NFL?
And like running the football, or
just back there.
However they got to do it. However they got to do it.
Outside zone, get them a nice little screen out there.
If I'm going to say no.
I love it.
He would have to get awfully lucky, dude.
Hey, listen, that's no criticism. If I was out there, I couldn't get a yard.
I used to think that, the offensive line could get the average person a yard. And Mitchell Schwartz actually gave the best rebuttal to this. Because I was like, the offensive line blocks it. Like anybody can just run behind them. But Mitchell Schwartz said, you don't get it, man. They're going to be so slow to get to that hole. Like they're going to be so out of phase with you guys. And I'm like, you know what?
They're not going to know how to get to it.
This is a good point. I never thought about it like that. They're not going to know how to
set up their blocks.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like
they either got to catch the toss or they got to figure out the open pocket for the handoff.
What was your welcome to the NFL moment, Coach?
For me, it was probably more my first year coaching in Philadelphia, and I was in charge of the scripts.
Oh, yeah.
Making sure the scripts in training camp are done the right way. And you guys remember Juan Castillo, obviously. And Juan went from the offensive side to the defensive coordinator. And the guy knew how to get into the system and figure out what the plays were for training camp with the offensive plays.
This has been alleged for a long time. I didn't know it was proven. Okay, all right.
Yeah, so me and Eugene Chung were in charge of the scripts, and one day, Coach Marty Morningweg called us into the office as the OC at the time, and he shut the door and he said, "Hey, man." And he just read us the riot act about not letting, how the heck are you going to let Juan get into the system and see our plays? This is BS. This doesn't happen. And I'm talking about he chewed our asses out. And we walked out of there, and I'm like, I had one job to make sure that the defense doesn't get the script. So now, like, we have such a high-tech system right now, like you're not finding what plays we're doing. Like, Spags isn't finding training camp scripts anymore. Like, we got our quality control guys ready. But that was my welcome into the NFL. I was like, man, I got to get this right.
So good.
I will say this is always alleged though. Like every time the defense is kicking our tails, the coaches got the script. They got the script. Oh, you just know you're going to be in split double A against this exact play. Like it's like that's always right, fun in training camp.
No doubt.
Let me ask you this. It's not on here, but I'm just curious. So it feels like the NFL over the last couple of years, it always goes in waves. And the Chiefs were such a high-powered offense for a long time. Really, NFL offenses were high-powered. It felt like points were up. recently defenses have kind of felt like they've been getting the upper hand. What have you seen change, I guess, that you think is leading to defenses having a little bit more success? What are they doing differently?
Drop bait became a phase for a little while. I think that's gone away a little bit. I think that from the offensive perspective, for some teams, the running back position / plays aren't, I don't know that 100%, but I feel like sometimes right now, like those downfield chunk plays, and we've talked about it here internally, like the last couple of years of being able to try to get downfield. You see more shell. You see teams saying, listen, man, we're going to bend, but don't break. And we're going to make teams be great in the red zone. And I think when you look back at the coverage schemes from these defensive coordinators back in the day, 10 years ago, even just 15, 12, 10 years ago, yeah, it was much more single high. It was more predictable to understand what they were in. And now you're seeing all these crazy different fronts and adjustments and blitz and back end stuff that, you want to be able to try to take shots downfield. And sometimes they're not going to let you, but it's real. It's there. And I think that right now teams are okay with saying, you're not going to go downfield and then we're going to make you be great in the red zone and self-inflict with turnovers, penalties, etc. So it is the league's cyclical. I mean, it's always kind of changing, and maybe the run game comes back for more, and there's bigger runs there, and then it brings more guys in the box to take shots. But that's what I feel like.
Nice. All right.
Makes sense, baby.
Makes a lot of sense to me.
92%ers, one of my favorite coaches of all time, baby. Matt Nagy, thank you for joining us, brother.
I appreciate you, man. You guys are the best.
Dog.
Coach, thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate the time, dog. Appreciate the stories.
Appreciate y'all, man. I'm just lucky. Appreciate y'all.
We'll see you in a few weeks at minicamp, Coach.
You got
Get
it,
back
man.
after this thing.
That wraps up another episode of New Heights, guys. Thanks to Matt Nagy for joining us on the show. Make sure you're subscribed on YouTube to the New Heights channel and follow New Heights on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to new episodes of New Heights early and ad-free right now by joining Wondery Plus on the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts.
Once again, New Heights, our Wonder Show, produced by Wave Sports and Entertainment and brought to you by Audible. Follow the show on all social media at New Heights Show with 1S for fun clips throughout the week. And thanks to our production and crew for always making us look great. And thank you to the 92%ers. We'll see you guys next week.